Welcome to another edition of Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts here on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. And on this episode of Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts, I just want to do a quick 5-minute video talking about the Buffalo Sabres. And more importantly, what is the state of the Buffalo Sabres? I mean, what is the direction of Buffalo at this point? Now, if anybody wants to go back to the September, I made my prediction show, and I had the Buffalo Sabres for the first time in over a decade making the playoffs. I really trusted this team. I thought this team had a boatload of talent, a lot of young futures that are going to be coming into their own. They had a good young goalie. There was a lot of expectations on the Buffalo Sabres heading into this year. And on this episode of Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts, which anybody who doesn't understand what the concept of Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts is I normally take 5 minutes to talk about the rest of the NHL. I mean, Vegas Hockey Hub, we talk about the Golden Knights, Silver Knights, UNLV, but every once in a while, I like to pivot and talk about somebody else instead of the Vegas Golden Knights. So when it comes to the Buffalo Sabres, what really has been the problem for Buffalo? What is the situation looking at in this present moment? And what it really goes down to, and what you can really kind of simplify it and say for the Buffalo Sabres, the goaltending has not lived up to what it needs to be. Devin Levi had some good promise in the second half of last year. People were excited to see what he has done. And he has fallen flat of expectations in the first half of the season. He's actually been sent down to the minors, sent back up. He's had LTIR, he's had conditioning, he's had stuff like that. When it comes to Devin Levi, it's interesting to see that he has just not lived up to any expectations. UPL, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he's a good backup, but at this point, I don't think that he has what it takes to be a solidified good starting goalie in the NHL at this point in time. So the goaltending isn't carrying the weight. Anybody who knows hockey and anyone who watches hockey long enough will tell you is that, you can have a great goalie in the net, but if you have average defense, you're going to have an average goalie. Whereas if you have a great defense and an average goalie, that can make an average goalie look great. Well, in this situation, the defense has been riddled with injuries. Owen Power, he is on IR. He is out. Rasmus Dahlin, who's been by far the best player in Buffalo this year, outside of one person we're going to talk about later on. The defense in Buffalo has unfortunately been average this year, and it doesn't help out a young goaltending when you have average defense. The acquisitions they made this offseason, just in hindsight, I know it's only half a year, but still stay with me. For the first half year, these signings really just haven't really panned out. And it's unfortunate because I had a lot of expectations in Buffalo this year. Like I said, when I did my prediction show, I had the Buffalo Sabres making it to the postseason, making it to the playoffs. And it just seems like right now, if this was going to happen at this moment in time, the Buffalo Sabres would not make the playoffs. I mean, they're a couple of games under 500. They're struggling in the division that they are in right now. So it's just really interesting that when you see the Buffalo Sabres in the state they are in now, what do you go from here? What do you do if you're the Buffalo Sabres organization? How do you go from here? And I mention this because does Don Granato, does he have to be let go? If you miss the playoffs multiple years in a row as a coach, is your job on the line? What about Kevin Adams? The general manager, he did make some solid moves. In fact, I think he made one really good move when he ended up getting a superstar in Tage Thompson. He's gotten some good, solid support pieces. I like what he's done as a GM, but once again, results matter. So, as we are talking about the Buffalo Sabres and what the state of the Buffalo Sabres is here on Vegas Hockey Hub, to recap it, their young goaltenders are not living up to expectations. The defense has been riddled with injuries and has been average this year. And the coaching / GM hot seat at this moment in time because the Buffalo Sabres are not getting done what there needs to be. So this is Vegas Hockey Hub Shorts. I'm your host, Ian Rickelli. And until next time, continue watching hockey, go support junior hockey, and go Knights go.